What up, everybody? It's Brendan Smith, Big Beeza, House Beeza. We are in our cups. Something hit me today. I just want to share it with y'all, and that's this. We've all heard the prophecy of Azor Ahai and his legendary sword, Lightbringer. You have Makoro and Melisandre saying there are only two gods. There is R'hllor, the Lord of Light, and there is the Great Other, whose name cannot be mentioned. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. Lucifer, or Satan, in our world, translates to Lightbringer, or bearer of light. Okay, and then, of course, in our culture today, God has many names. Yahweh, God, Allah, whatever. But in the deepest religions like Orthodox and Catholicism, God's true name is known, but is forbidden by man to say. So when you think of the Great Other, whose name cannot be said, that's very similar to God as we know him. And Lightbringer, or bearer of light, is very similar to Lucifer in today's society. So I was just thinking about it, and I thought, well, what if the Great Other is the good God, or the God that we know, the God that people pray to every day? And R'hllor, the Lord of Light, light bearer, that's actually Lucifer. So a song of ice and fire is a song of God and Satan. God being ice, Satan being fire. And the more I look throughout the text of the first 5 books, the more it actually makes sense. God's name that can't be spoken by man goes toward like the old gods. The gods of, the trees, the streams, the rocks, the rivers. The God of creation. R'hllor, Lightbringer, the bringer of knowledge, of how to defeat the old gods, if you will. These are things I think people don't really line up, and this is actually, it's going against everything we know, because if you're a true book reader, House Stark, that's gotta be your shit, right? It's gotta be. House Targaryen, they on the rise and all this, Daenerys coming back. Not to mention all the other Targaryens that are in the book that we don't realize are Targaryens, like Jaime and Cersei, arguably Tyrion, which I'll make another video, but there's a valid point. I know a lot of people say Jaime and Cersei obviously are Targaryens because of Jaime's dream where he meets his mother coming through the obsidian candles, asking, well, do you really know who your Lord Father is, and this kind of deal. And she looks to be about 50, which is, if she was still alive, that's the age she'd be around. And people are always like, well, if Tyrion Lannister is his only true son, and that's the son he hates, that would be, that would fit. But at the same time, I want to say that, shit, I'll throw it into this one. Look, Tyrion Lannister is a Targaryen, so is Jaime and Cersei. Jaime and Cersei, we know, I mean, there's plenty of arguments, plenty of reasons, plenty of textual evidence to suggest such a thing. Tyrion, people waver on. But here's the thing. We know when right before Tyrion killed Tywin and Shay, when he went down and talked to Varys, he said, you know, I didn't know my father was like that. And Varys, somewhere along the line, well, now you know. Yeah, he did sleep with whores. Okay. How many bastards have you heard of from Tywin Lannister? In 5 books so far, how many bastards have you heard of Tywin Lannister? None. None. Tywin Lannister is sterile. Okay? He can't make babies. So all 3 of his children, 3 hands of the dragon, whatever. A lot of different reasons you can say this would work out. But they're all Targaryens. Their true father for all 3 was Aerys, the Mad King, who we all know had an infatuation with Joanna Lannister, bragged about claiming, you know, first night and all that, after they got married. And so, I'm telling you, man, all 3 of them are Targaryens. And it's been set up in the books. George has set it up in the books where you kind of want to root for R'hllor. I mean, you kind of do. From Melisandre, Makoro, to Daenerys, to beating the long night. You know, you really want to, that's what I'm going for. And that's because, you know, most of mankind is evil. I mean, when you break it down, most of us root for the things that can be considered evil. Or be considered, you know, Luciferian ways. But I'm telling you, I think I'm on to something with this one. You can't speak the great other's name. In the real world, God has a true name that is forbidden for people to say. Click, click. The Lord of Light, Light Bringer, that's what Lucifer means. The sword, Light Bringer. I mean, I just think that it adds up too much. So, something to think about. Something to put a little twist on there. And I haven't heard this one yet. So, I'm throwing it out there, putting it out there to the realm. Y'all let me know what you think. And have a good one. Peace.